This message may mostly be confirmation, but somebody is going to like go through a massive glow up just from being in proximity to you or like being in your life. And this is not them harvesting or stealing your energy or, stealing your swag or anything like that. This is kind of like through the genuine care and love that you are giving this person, it is like healing them, healing their self concept and stuff like that. It could literally be that you make them feel safe so that they're stressed out less, so they just naturally like de-bloat or whatever. Somebody could have been like stress eating, or their cortisol could have been high or whatever. And um I don't know, it's just giving that somebody is naturally becoming healthier from being around you, and somebody perceives you to have really good taste. And so like this could be somebody who's very picky too, and who doesn't really take the advice of most people, but they trust you and respect you a lot. You've done something to earn their trust and respect, okay? And so it's like it's sort of giving the energy of like okay, like that Marina and the Diamond song Bubblegum Bitch, where she's like, oh, dear diary, I met a boy, he made me like I think like dull heart light up with joy. And then I saw there's like a mini trend on here where people were doing that and showing their before and after, basically like implying that somebody that they were dealing with gave them a chance when they were kind of like in a more deplorable state or something like that. And then they have a massive glow up, okay? And this could be mutual, right? And I say deplorable state because that's like how they're perceiving it, or that's how you be perceiving yourself or whatever, right? But it's it's sort of like to stress the severity or drastic nature of the glow up. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a weight loss thing, but it could be like a muscle building thing too, or even just like a style upgrade. Um or even just like, somebody can glow more when they feel safe to express their authentic personality. Um, you know, it's sort of giving like so say if you're a feminine, it could be like, I don't know. It's almost like, and not to say that dressing down or anything is bad, but it's almost giving that like you entering a connection with somebody to where you naturally feel compelled to like dress a little more like bubble gummy, like a little more like you like may wear more colors or experiment more with your fashion sense and stuff like that because you feel safe to do so with this person. This person could be like physically safe to be around because they could be like jacked or whatever. And if you're masculine, it could just be that like you're with somebody who allows you to feel secure in your masculinity, to where you feel secure enough to experiment because you're like, okay, well, I'm being loved unconditionally by this beautiful person. Um and I trust their judgment, and I like want to look good for them or whatever. And it's almost like, I don't know, I'm hearing like being naturally lit up on the inside to where you just want to take care of yourself better because of this person being in your life. It's like them giving you love unconditionally during a time where you may view yourself in a very kind of like low way or something like that, is going to allow you to flourish in some way, right? And this doesn't just have to be like on the surface, you know. I think that like if your nervous system is so unregulated and you feel unsafe, it's hard to do a lot of stuff. Like it's hard to even like focus on learning new things, or exploring new hobbies, or locking in on certain things that you enjoy, right? If you're always thinking about like, how am I going to fix this situation, oh, I wonder if this is ever going to be resolved, etc., etc., etc. And it's giving that like something is taking place in your life, or there's like a person in your life that makes you feel as if you don't need to be strategizing about solutions anymore. And this could be like financially too, like everything coming together to where you're like, oh, wow, I'm actually out of survival mode. And I think that you can be financially secure, right? But still have tumultuous connections and relationships around you. Like you can have like a social instability, right? That can still keep you in a state of survival mode. But I'm getting that like something is sort of like coming together to where you feel safe to actually do things that, make life well rounded, um to explore the true like bliss and joy or whatever. Like you feel safe to, if you've always been like, oh, I want to learn how to draw, or I want to learn how to do this, or I want to get back into an instrument that I dropped when I was a kid or whatever, and it's like you're finally, or oh, I want to learn a new language, or you know what I mean. I was hearing like, what's that term, like anodynia, or like, it's like I think that part of depression, like the DSM or whatever, where you lose interest in like things that you enjoy, but it's giving that alleviating, you know um just in general, your life feeling more sort of like, I don't know, because some people have had a rough time, since they were born, right? But it's giving like the way that childhood feels for most people, when you're like free to explore and learn and like curious about a lot of things, and it's like fun for you to do a bunch of things. And you could have like lost that, especially if you had a hobby that people turn into something like, oh, you should like lock in on that and, make that your thing. And then it like lost its joy or something like that. So I'm getting that joy for whatever that hobby or passion or talent was is coming back. That could be like dance for some of you, or writing or whatever. I'm also getting, there's like this sense of safety in regards to trying new things physically. So say you've always had a dream of like, oh, I want to get into like horseback riding, or I want to go to adult ballet classes, and there'd always been something holding you back, whether financially or otherwise. It's like those barriers or burdens are going to lift in some way. And especially for a masculine, I'm getting the like, you could have developed this shell to hide how like sweet you are or something, for the sake of protecting yourself, and then there's something about like a connection coming into your life that makes you feel so safe, and you're like, honestly, I don't really give a shit what anybody else thinks about me, because you may be so secure financially, or like in a position or whatever where you like have gained some sort of authority or respect, so your work is good, so no one can question that, right? Like no one's gonna think you're unserious just because you're smiling more or happier more. But it's giving like, or no one can like call you X, Y, or Z just because you're being more gentle or something like that. And I'm, uh it's like you're feeling safe. You may have cut off a friend group who would, make fun of you for being romantic with your girlfriends, and that could have like sabotaged relationships that you had in the past, and you could have been like really rough on yourself about that, or develop this mindset that, like, oh, I'm a villain, I'm a terrible dude or whatever, like blah 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 blah. I may as well just go, I may as well present myself like this because that's just like who I am based on how I've treated people in the past or whatever. But I think that was just like a projection, or you like people pleasing to the wrong people, what I'm it's kind of weird to put it that way, but it's like you found somebody that's like worthy of that energy because they're doing the same to you. It's like giving like mutual worship in some way, so that you're not feeling drained and it doesn't feel pathetic, right? It doesn't feel like, it's almost like uh losing that sense of like, oh, being a simp is bad, or oh, I don't want to come across as whipped. It's like uh you found or will find the person who you're just like, you know what? I think it is like an honor to be like whipped by this person, which is kind of silly. Whatever, okay? But anyway, it's just giving that like, this kind of tied to another message I posted today. But you like opened your heart up, maybe even like you gave it one last chance to open your heart chakra up, but you gave the right person a chance, and it's mutual. Like they gave you a chance, and that you were the right person to do that with. And I feel like it's almost giving like the investment that you guys are giving into one another is going to pay off exponentially. uh I don't think that, I think that a bit of it is being like concealed because it's going to be so good. It may make you a little nervous or fluttery at the thought of it even right now, but it's like you invested in the right person, or the right person invested in you, and like you're not going to let them down. They're not going to disappoint you. It's just going to pay off for both of you in a very like incredible, lovely, perfect way.